Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. My name is Mario Salinas. I am the Superintendent. I am joined today by President of the Board of Trustees, Miguel Mike Parias. Sir, the state of the district, we're 3 weeks almost into the school year.
Yes, sir.
Progress reports are set to go today, meaning that the parents will get reports at home indicating how the children are doing in school. It's a progress report. It's midway through the grading period. In 3 weeks, you get a report card.
Yes, sir.
But before you get your report card, parents get what they call a progress report to make sure that their children are on task and make sure that they have the grades that they expect them to have. So we're up to, as of this week, almost 31,700 students more. So we think that those numbers are good, considering that we're still fighting COVID.
Yes, sir.
Pre-COVID, our numbers were at 33,300, thereabouts. So we're climbing up there. I know that you anticipated 31,000 students, and I said I'm not sure. With COVID, I'm thinking.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking we'll be lucky to get to 29. Those were my thoughts.
Yes, sir.
With the COVID, still dealing with COVID, and it turns out that you were more on target than I was.
Well, I see it as the perspective of everybody wanting to come back into some sense of normality. And not only that, but nobody can argue the point that the best form of education, the best form to deliver education is face-to-face. And now with the 3-year-old after-school all-day program that we got, which we have close to 900 3-year-olds participating, I saw that number too. So, like I always say, I'm a dreamer, and I always look at the positive side of things. And, thank God that our numbers are where they are. As a matter of fact, we're above and beyond what we budgeted, which is good, because I believe our budget was based at 29 plus, but we're almost at 31.
Yes, we set our budget for a little more than 29,000 kids, and I was a little concerned. I told our chief financial advisor, I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure we can meet those numbers, but no, we've exceeded them, and
yes,
you were on target there.
Well, one of the reasons why we exceeded it is because we have a lot to offer besides our wonderful after-school programs. We also have been telling the public the things that we offer. We have police officers at every one of our campuses. We have RNs at every one of our campuses. We have our pre-3K or pre-4K, which is free of charge all day. And it's an all-day learning experience. The learning doesn't stop at 3 o'clock, and then they start getting babysat from 3 to 5. And that differs in some of our elementaries. And that's what we're experiencing right now. What we're experiencing is the elementaries that had minimal after-school programs now are coming out with a lot of things to offer for after-school programs. And parents are starting to realize what wasn't offered before now is being offered. So once that gets out, parents are going to know about it. They're going to want their kids to participate with these programs, which is a beautiful thing, because all 31 of our elementaries have after-school programs, where in our counterpart with the other school districts, maybe a few of the elementaries, but all 31 of our elementaries have the after-school programs, which makes it convenient for everybody, because no matter what school your child goes to, they're going to have the same opportunities as the other ones used to. We're trying to make it equal for everybody, so everybody can have the opportunity to participate in after-school programs, which shows that that's the best thing that the child can do to develop their skills and also to be successful.
The parents, the ones I'm talking to, repeatedly say, I'm not going to keep my child another year at home. You know, they keep falling further behind with their academic wise and their social emotional wise. I'm sending my child, and I trust that what we do at school to keep them safe is they're going to be safe. And more parents are trusting their sending their children to our campuses.
Yes, sir.
They just trust that we're going to do what's best for their children. You know.
Yes, sir.
And,
Definitely.
you know, and the people I'm speaking to, the parents that I've spoken to, most of them, some of them do want to keep their children at home, and they're going to wait for a virtual option. But the vast majority of our parents, as you know the numbers, they're saying it's time for my children to go to school, and that they need to be at school.
We're at about 95%.
More.
95% or more. So those are really good numbers, and it's we started off at a positive note, and we plan to continue going that direction.
Sure.
And we're also growing. These are new programs that we're developing, and as we grow, we'll grow with it. And it's our first 3 weeks. It's our first 3 weeks, but I'm very pleased of our numbers and our participation of our community coming out to school.
Yes, sir. We continue to hire staff. We still have vacancies across the board for pre-K3 programs, pre-K4, kinder through 5. We have vacancies still because the numbers justify it. We have vacancies from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as well, and the high school.
Yes, sir.
One of the strategies to mitigate, to slow down COVID is to have lower student-teacher ratios.
Yes, sir.
And we're trying to keep those ratios not high, maybe 17-1 at the elementary and not more than that.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't want to see numbers in excess of 20-1 because we think those are high numbers. So we're giving the okay to our principals to go ahead and hire staff so they can bring the student-teacher ratios down. That helps in 2 ways. Number one, it's a safety issue. Less students in the classroom, there's less chance of COVID spread. That's number one. Okay. The other important factor in lower student-teacher ratios, the communication between the teacher and the student is a lot better when there's less students to interact with the teacher. So it's a double-edged sword. We keep the student-teacher ratio low, maybe 17-1 or not much higher than that. It helps with the COVID, slowing down COVID transmission, and it also helps with the interaction between the class and the teacher.
The other things that we're doing is our mask mandate, which definitely CDC and our local health authority states and say that it works. That's why we're mandating it. And also with temperature checks. So we're carols, and we're trying to use everything in our arsenal to keep a safe environment for our teachers and our children that they can come to school.
Yeah, and we live completely transparent. Have we had COVID cases on campus? Yes, we have.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to venture to say we've had at least one COVID case in every single campus.
Yes.
You know, but we think that that COVID is they catch it at home, and they come to school ill, but they're wearing a mask. And the Centers for Disease Control say that if you're wearing a mask, the people that are ill, wearing a mask protects others.
Exactly.
And so that's part of the mask mandate that we stand firmly with in an effort to keep the children that are ill from spreading it to others.
And I wanted to point something out. I know the issue with the mask mandate is something that we took a lead in. And the reason why we took a lead on that was we saw the importance of keeping children safe. And I see it as this way, me personally. I know it's an inconvenience for some people that maybe don't want the mask mandates, but I equate it to the fact of you're at a bus, you're sitting down, this elderly person comes in, no seats available, but you're sitting on a seat. Well, the courteous thing to do is to get up and say, would you like to sit down? You have every right to that seat, just like everybody else. But out of being courteous, and out of being for the well-being of that individual, you give them their seat. I compare that to our mask wearing. It may be an inconvenience to some, but for the sake of the safety of all others, it's worth doing. And I believe that's a small price to pay for everybody's safety. And that's just my personal point of view, and I wanted to take this opportunity to share that, sir.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct, and that's the way that most of the people feel
Yes,
about
sir.
the mask mandate. Most people, the
Yes,
majority
sir.
of the people. You talked about transportation. Slowly, more and more parents are trusting our buses to take their children to school.
Yes.
When in the first week of school, there was less parents, less children getting on the bus. The parents were opting to
There were lines and lines of cars
Lines,
at
mile long.
all the elementaries.
surrounded by cars in all directions.
Yes, sir.
And
I saw that.
Part of the reason was the parents weren't getting their children on the bus.
Yes.
And as I was talking to Mr. Barbosa, the director of transportation, we're getting more bus riders,
Good.
more and more as the days go by. Still, we have 18, 20, 21 children per bus. We started with 7 or 8. Now slowly. Of course,
Yes.
buses. Before COVID, we could get 50 students in a bus. We don't do that anymore.
Yes.
We probably never again.
Yes, sir.
We just this coming week at the board meeting, we're going to order 20 buses
20 more buses.
to add to our fleet.
Very good.
So because I don't see the days of us putting 50, 55 students in a bus. Those days are gone.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
The way I see it.
Times are changing, and then also I like to remind everybody that we do sanitize our buses at every use. We do temperature checks before they come in. So we're still taking every precaution in before getting on the bus and also transporting the children to the schools.
I'm going to reemphasize some of what we have to offer in our school district for the community in general. We have police officers on every campus, so we're the only district in South Texas, probably the state that I'm aware of, that has at every single campus a police officer,
Yes, sir.
armed police officer, to ensure that do the best we can to make sure that our campuses are safe.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing like a human being with a gun taking care of your school.
Yes, sir.
We don't think there's any school district out there that does that. I know that parents that send their children to Edinburgh, I know that because they're used to seeing it.
Yes.
But they don't get that at other school districts.
Yes,
They
sir.
get it in Edinburgh. We have registered nurses on every campus.
Yes, sir.
One at the elementary, a registered nurse and an LVN at the middle, and 2 nurses at the high. Nobody does that. We do it. We invest money in safety and security. It costs money to have an army of nurses on
Yes,
our
it
staff.
does.
It costs money to have a police department. But the board of trustees have made a commitment to the safety and security of our campuses.
Yes, we did.
More so than if you count with these, if you look at these programs and what other school districts have, we're the only ones that have it. All
Very true.
school districts emphasize safety. They all do. We not only emphasize it, we actually spend resources by hiring a police staff on every campus. More at the middle and even more at the high, plus cameras everywhere.
Yes, sir.
We do our very best, and now we have secure campuses. Yesterday I went to Trevino Elementary. I needed to do some business there. I couldn't get in. I forgot my phone in my office. It's 4 miles away. I said, "Oh, I can't get in." I needed to call it in to open the gate for me. I had to turn back, come get my phone and head back.
And you're the superintendent. You couldn't even get in.
I couldn't get in. And I checked all the entrances. They were all locked.
Well, they were doing their job then.
They were doing their job. It was a test. we do our pre-K3 program. It's turning out to be a very successful program. I had predicted early in the summer, I'd be happy we have 750 students, and we've gone past that. 3 weeks into the school year, we've gone past that. We're at 800 and climbing.
Yes, sir.
And you know why, sir? Because the parents are seeing that it's not a daycare, and parents hear it from other parents that their children are learning, and they're learning fast. I went to the La Viña Elementary 2 days into the school year, and I told the principal, take me to the pre-K3 room. And I went over there and I looked in the room and I felt sorry for the teacher. I said, "Oh my God!" The kids, they were clinging to her legs. There was someone were under the desk, and someone were asleep, completely asleep. So then I went back late last week, Friday. And it was like a completely different picture. They were there. They were behind their little carrels. They were doing work. One of the classes, and I mean, they were like on task. The teacher had something going on her video board, and the kids were like engaged. They didn't even know it was in the classroom. And then there was another group of kids walking to the gym, single file, hands behind their. I mean, they had like, from the second day to 7 or 8 days later. I mean, I couldn't believe how much they had.
Yes, sir.
Grown.
Well, it's a change of structure for them. They've never been involved in anything like this, so it's helping them out, and I'm sure that translates to when they go home, some sort of a structure. I was talking to an administrator that had his friend that had their child involved in the pre-K3, and on the first day of school, came in, were saying mom, dad, a few words. 2.5 weeks later, all of a sudden, the vocabulary has just blossomed. And they're talking in short sentences. And that all has to do with the teaching that our teachers are doing to these kids. And that's only in 2.5 weeks. That's a major difference. Imagine by the end of the year, how much more advanced there could it be.
Let me tell you this, sir. Our pre-K3 programs have highly qualified, certified teachers.
Yes, sir.
They're not college students. They're not uncertified staff. They're not people off of the street that really shouldn't be. They're highly certified, highly qualified teachers teaching our 3-year-olds. Not
Yes, sir.
some of these other programs that charter schools that have, may not be so highly qualified. Our teachers are highly qualified, and that's why we're seeing that success
Yes.
in those programs, because their structure. You don't think the child is going to learn to count from 1 to 100? I was saying a year. They're going to learn by Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
By
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, the 3-year-olds are going to be able to count from 1 to 100.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be able to go the ABCs, A through Z. By Christmas, you watch.
Yes, sir.
By what I saw, how fast they're picking it up.
Yes.
They're going to exceed what their parents think.
And and also they get more involved in being in a group setting and working with each other and working together. And they also challenge one another, And so it's a good environment when you have a licensed, qualified individual that knows what they're doing. Sky's the limit.
It makes all the difference.
It does. Makes all the difference.
It makes all the difference in the world.
And the good thing about it is we have 800 plus being exposed to that kind of environment.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Versus, sir, by the time they get to pre-K4, they already have 1 year of public schools under their belt
Yes,
that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
that's right. Much more
Just
ahead.
imagine that.
Yes, sir.
8 hours a day, more they stay for the after-school program. 100 and almost 180 days. Just imagine the growth
Yes,
of
sir.
that 3-year-old by the time they get to
Yes.
pre-K4.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah.
and the best form of advertisement is word of mouth.
Oh, yes.
And so we have a lot of parents
Oh, yes.
talking about it. And I'll make a prediction. I see us going from 800 to 1,500.
Sir,
So I'm just telling you.
I don't know we're going to get hit at 1,500 right now, but
No.
when COVID goes away?
No. I say
I
by
see it.
Christmas we'll hit 1,500.
I'm not,
My prediction. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't think so, but it's a high number. But I tell you what, if we weren't dealing with COVID, that 800 number would be at 1,400 right now,
Yes, sir.
or somewhere about, in my estimation.
We'll see what happens, sir.
Yes.
We'll
So-
see what happens.
So we have that. So we have the
Yes.
pre-K3 program. It's all day. It's free. It's at every campus. It's not at a magnetic center. And from what I see, it's gonna be. It was a decision, sir, that it's gonna be a boon for the school district. It's gonna be a good thing for us that we open it up for 3-year-olds.
I know
you
the
know.
board was 100% behind your vision in going out and really stretch out there to go out of the norm, to go out of our comfort zone, and really be a leading district, not only in the valley but in the state. And we support you 100%. And obviously, 3 weeks in, we're already seeing the fruits. And I'm excited to see what is coming up in the very near future.
Sir, the Edinburgh School District is going to be the best school district in the whole state of Texas. And we're gonna measure that through the quality of our programs.
Yes, sir.
Beginning with our early childhood programs, which we know now we have invested significant dollar. We got an early childhood director to just focus our efforts
Yes,
there.
sir.
We're gonna do it better than anybody else.
Yes, we are.
Our after-school programs are getting off the ground, as you know. Some schools are going full speed ahead because they've done it before, and they just simply reinforce those programs. We've invested more money. They're doing it even better. Some of our schools that didn't have extensive after-school programs are now getting on the bandwagon. We're 3 weeks into the school year. They're getting better at it as we progress. Some parents, sir, some of the parents know full well that after-school programs are good for their children, but some parents don't. They
Yep.
just don't know that the value of after-school programs is good for their children. So I was telling the principals at the last principals meeting, we need to get the message to the parents, especially those parents that haven't been exposed to these programs, and we need to have like an orientation with them and tell them, look, this is the value of what we can do for your child after school. Let them stay till 5 o'clock. We have buses, or you can come pick them up. We'll give them lunch. We think we know that if they participate in after-school programs, it only will bolster their educational experience, and then you talk about social-emotional growth. I mean, we think it helps significantly
Yes, sir, it does.
with that. So you look at that, and you look at early childhood, you look at high-quality after-school programs. Do other school districts have high-quality after-school programs or after-school programs? They probably do. Some of them may be daycares because they're the smallest, right? But we're trying to do after-school programs like nobody else. You know, we're paying our teachers to stay after school so that they can continue to interact with their children at a rigor higher than what they normally do in a room full of children. So from that aspect, from the aspect of kinder through 12, the other idea that we're emphasizing is we don't want to put all our marbles, all our resources on the STAR exam. We want to do more than that. We want high level instruction going on in all classes, in all schools, in the entire district. So to be the best, it's going to require work and an effort, primary one, from the board to me, to the principals, to the teachers.
Yes, sir.
And that's our aim, to be the very best school district in the state of Texas. That's our goal.
Yes, sir.
Through high quality programs.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
it's hard to measure high quality. What is high quality? How do you measure it? When you see it, you know,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oh,
when
yes.
you see high quality, you know. When you walk into a facility, to a bank, to a home, you see. I mean, you're into architecture. You immediately realize this is high quality architecture. It's
Oh,
the
yes.
same thing here. When you
Yes.
walk into a classroom, you walk into a campus, you know. high quality things are happening.
Yes, sir.
On this
And already in 3 weeks, we've seen the growth, and it's been amazing. And it excites me. Already 3 weeks in, we're already seeing the growth of the program and the fruits of the labor. I could imagine by Christmas time where we'd be. So they're exciting times. They really are.
We want
They're
to
exciting
offer
times.
the best educational environment for our children. That's our goal. And that's by hiring only the very best teachers and
Yes,
keeping
sir.
the best.
The other thing is we are the highest paid teachers in the whole valley also. That's
South
one
Texas.
thing.
South
Texas.
Texas.
Thank you for the correction. Highest paid teachers in South Texas from 0 to 40, 50 years of experience. Nobody pays more than
Nobody pays
Edinburgh CISD.
And the reason for that, sir, is because the teachers is the name of the game. The
It
better
is.
teachers we have, the better the district that we have. Sir, we also want to mention virtual learning.
Yes, sir.
Parents have been calling you. Parents have been calling me regularly. They want to know, are we going to offer virtual instruction? When school started, the state of Texas, TEA, did not fund virtual instruction. No money for virtual instruction. Therefore, we were not offering it. The TEA, Texas Education Agency, who is our guiding agency, told us, you can have virtual instruction, but we're not going to pay you. You can teach a child at home, but we're not going to pay you for that child that's at home. Therefore, we cannot afford it. And so no district were offering. Some districts were offering it on a very limited basis. We were not offering virtual instruction. Instead, we were offering homebound instruction, but you had to qualify through medical disabilities and so on. Well, 3 weeks into the school year, that has changed. The state legislature has passed a bill on virtual instruction.
Yes.
The bill is in the governor's, it's on the governor's desk for his signature. We could very well have virtual instruction law any day now.
Yes, sir.
When the governor does sign it, passes it on to TEA, I'm sure that TEA is going to give us guidance. And we will follow the law, and we will offer virtual instruction as dictated to us by TEA.
Yes, sir.
So it's coming for those parents out there that are anxious for that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know the details of the virtual instruction. I suspect there's going to be some limitations. Not everybody qualifies. The latest bill that I saw, I mean, it may have changed a little bit. Not everybody qualifies for virtual instruction.
And I believe the bill also talks about 10% of the population would be eligible for it.
That's one of the original criteria. The 10% of our student enrollment would be eligible for that. That in Edinburgh translates to about 3,000 students, more or less.
3,000, yes.
But I think they may have tweaked it some.
Okay.
On the virtual aspect, they may have tweaked it a little bit.
Okay.
Now they're saying that, all right, you qualify for a virtual option, but if you failed the STAR test, you don't qualify. If you had excessive absences last year on virtual instruction, you don't qualify. If you're not doing well with your school, you don't. And there's criteria that our students are going to have to jump through.
And that's all going to be dictated by TEA. So they're going to be making up the rules, and then hopefully, if it does pass, then we'll have another option available.
I suspect that it's going to pass.
Yes.
Some form of virtual instruction is going to pass, but it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. It's not blank slate. Everybody qualifies. That's not going to happen.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be criteria
for
virtual instruction, and we'll see. It's on the governor's desk. He could sign it any day now.
Very good.
And
we'll wait till then.
And we'll wait, and we'll see what happens with that. At the next board meeting, sir, we're going to have Congressman Gonzalez.
Yes.
At our in our board meeting, he's going to come and talk about the federal funds that were issued to our school district through the ESSER 3 and 2 funds. As you know, we've already been approved for 86 million of the 127 million that were awarded to us.
Yes, sir.
By ESSER 3. So we in fact already spending that money with our children or their supplies and things of that nature. But he's going to be coming Tuesday to talk about that and this coming Tuesday. And he also will talk about the COVID situation nationwide, so things like that.
Very good. Very good. You know, and one thing I wanted to emphasize is the amount of money that we were given through ESSER 3. We were mandated that we had to spend at least 20% of it in learning loss. Our superintendent, along with the board, elected to go ahead and spend more than twice the allotted amount because we believe in investing back in our kids. So I believe we went up to 46% of the total funds to address the learning. Other districts elected just to spend 20%. We went ahead and elected to spend over 46% because we believe it's important to invest money where money needs to be invested for the learning loss and get our kids back in track as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. Sir, that is the update for this week. Next week we'll give you the next update. It's the latest going on in our district. For those of you out there watching this program, thank you for joining us for the Superintendent's Perspective. Stay healthy and stay safe.